James Beelan Rogers Jr., born on October 19, 1942, is an American investor and financial commentator with a base in Singapore. Rogers serves as the chairman of Beelan Interests, Inc., and has played pivotal roles in co-founding the Quantum Fund and Soros Fund Management. Additionally, he is recognized as the creator of the Rogers International Commodities Index, RISI. Rogers distances himself from adherence to any specific school of economic thought, but acknowledges that his views align most closely with the principles of the Austrian School of Economics. This perspective shapes his approach to financial analysis and investment strategies. Jim Rogers was born in Baltimore, Maryland, and spent his formative years in Demopolis, Alabama. In 1964, he graduated with a bachelor's degree, cum laude, in history from Yale University. Following this, Rogers embarked on his career in finance, securing his first job on Wall Street at Dominick. Rogers furthered his education by acquiring a second BA degree in philosophy, politics, and economics from the University of Oxford in 1966, where he was a member of Balliol College. This diverse educational background laid the foundation for his future endeavors in the financial world. In April 2019, Rogers was awarded an honorary PhD from Pusan National University for his contributions, particularly his books advocating for Korean reunification. This recognition underscored his commitment to positive global messages and his impact beyond the realm of finance, early career and military service. In 1964, Jim Rogers commenced his career in finance by joining Dominick LLC on Wall Street, where he gained foundational knowledge about stocks and bonds. His career trajectory took a detour from 1966 to 1968, when he served in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War. In 1970, Rogers joined Arnhold and S. Bleichroder, where he collaborated closely with George Soros. 3 years later, in 1973, Rogers and Soros co-founded the Quantum Fund. Of 7 years, from 1973 to 1980, the fund saw a staggering growth of 4,200%, outperforming the S&P by a significant margin. The Quantum Fund distinguished itself as one of the pioneering global investment vehicles during this period. In 1980, Rogers made the unconventional decision to retire and embarked on a journey around the world on a motorcycle. This globe-trotting adventure took him across 6 continents, covering over 100,000 miles, 160,000 kilometers, and earned him a place in the Guinness Book of World Records. Amidst his travels, Rogers maintained his connection to finance by serving as a guest professor of finance at the Columbia Business School. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Rogers continued to share his market insights and expertise through various media platforms. He identified the Vienna Exchange as having high potential for a bull market in 1985 and moderated prominent financial programs such as WCBS's The Dreyfus Roundtable and FNN's The Profit Motive with Jim Rogers in 1989 and 1990. Rogers embarked on another motorcycle journey through China and around the world from 1990 to 1992, covering extensive distances across continents. His remarkable travels and investment experiences were chronicled in the best-selling book, Investment Biker, which offered a unique blend of adventure and financial wisdom. In 1998, Jim Rogers established the Rogers International Commodity Index, recognizing the potential for commodities as an investment asset class. This index aimed to provide investors with exposure to various commodities and became a cornerstone of Rogers' investment philosophy. In 2007, Rogers took a significant step in democratizing commodity investing by linking the Rogers International Commodity Index and its sub-indices to exchange-traded notes, ETNs, under the Elements banner. These ETNs enabled investors to participate in the total return of the indices, offering a convenient and accessible avenue for investing in commodities. Rogers' advocacy for agriculture investments further emphasized his belief in the long-term value of commodity exposure. Between January 1, 1999 and January 5, 2002, Rogers embarked on another monumental journey, traversing 116 countries alongside his wife Paige Parker in a custom-made Mercedes. Spanning 245,000 kilometers, this Guinness-recognized expedition commenced in Iceland, coinciding with the millennial anniversary of Leif Erikson's voyage to America. On January 5, 2002, Rogers and Parker concluded their odyssey, returning to their New York residence on Riverside Drive. Inspired by his transformative around-the-world journey, Rogers penned Adventure Capitalist, chronicling the remarkable experiences and insights gained during his global exploration. This book offered readers a captivating blend of adventure narrative and investment wisdom, reflecting Rogers' unique perspective on life and finance. Upon his return in 2002, Jim Rogers became a familiar face on financial TV shows, including Fox News, Cavuto, and Business, sharing his insights on market trends and investment strategies. In 2005, he authored Hot Commodities: How Anyone Can Invest Profitably in the World's Best Market, drawing upon academic research to bolster his perspectives on commodity investing. In December 2007, Rogers made a significant lifestyle change by selling his New York City mansion for approximately $16 million and relocating to Singapore. Citing the burgeoning investment potential in Asian markets, Rogers emphasized the importance of preparing his daughters for the future by immersing them in an environment ripe with opportunity. He likened the move to historical shifts in global economic centers, positioning Asia as the next frontier for savvy investors. Rogers' decision to move to Asia was driven by his admiration for the motivation and drive he observed in China, echoing sentiments of past prosperity in America and Europe. Despite his optimism for China, he expressed concerns about pollution in Chinese cities and remained skeptical about India's future, a sentiment he expressed as early as 2001. His endorsement of Ron Paul for the U.S. presidency in 2008 showcased his alignment with certain political figures whose ideologies resonated with his own. Jim Rogers has been married 3 times. His first marriage was to Lois Beener in 1966, which ended in divorce in 1969. He then married Jennifer Skolnick in 1974, but they divorced in 1977. In 2000, Rogers married Paige Parker, with whom he shares 2 daughters. In September 2012, Rogers was appointed as an advisor to the agricultural division of VTB Capital's Global Private Equity Unit. He expressed optimism about Russia and the CIS region's potential to become a dominant force in agriculture, highlighting his eagerness to contribute to the initiative under VTB Capital's leadership. Rogers joined the board of advisors of the Coalition to Reduce Spending in February 2013, aligning himself with efforts to promote fiscal responsibility and prudent budget management. Rogers made headlines in September 2015 when he announced his departure from the Indian market, citing skepticism about investment prospects based solely on hope. This decision underscored Rogers' pragmatic approach to investing, emphasizing the importance of fundamental analysis and risk assessment in portfolio management. In 2002, Jim Rogers criticized Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan's handling of the stock market bubble, warning of the emergence of real estate and consumer debt bubbles as a result. In 2006, Rogers took a short position on U.S. financials, home builders, and Fannie Mae, signaling his skepticism towards certain sectors. Addressing students at Balliol College, Oxford in 2010, Rogers advocated for a shift away from traditional career paths in finance towards studies in agriculture and mining. He highlighted the growing importance of commodities and natural resources, urging individuals to align their career aspirations accordingly. Rogers' foresight extends beyond financial markets, as evidenced by his remarks in a 2012 Forbes interview. He anticipated significant societal changes in America, predicting a transition where farmers would thrive while traditional financial professionals might struggle. Rogers has maintained a bearish stance on the U.S. stock market since the 1980s, often voicing caution during periods of market exuberance. In a recent interview with Forbes Daily in September 2022, Rogers shared his perspective on market corrections and discussed his thoughts on blockchain and cryptocurrency assets, offering valuable insights into emerging trends and technologies. Jim Rogers, an iconic figure in the world of finance, has left an indelible mark on the investment landscape through his unconventional yet astute strategies and insights. Renowned for his co-founding of the Quantum Fund alongside George Soros, Rogers pioneered the concept of global investing, recognizing the potential for significant returns in international markets long before it became mainstream. His adventurous spirit led him to traverse the globe multiple times, offering first-hand experiences that informed his investment decisions. Rogers' legacy lies not only in his impressive track record as an investor, but also in his thought-provoking writings and speeches, which continue to inspire and educate generations of investors. With his contrarian views and unwavering belief in the power of knowledge and curiosity, Jim Rogers remains a revered figure whose contributions continue to shape the world of finance.